It's clear that coronavirus is a lot more larger and difficult than what most people wish to believe or want to believe. It's becoming a very large debate where some of us are not too eager to believe the facts, some of us are living in denial, and some of us are obviously taking the control measures that we need to do and the activity changes that we need to adopt. Um, if Italy is anything to go by, then I guess we should realize that the matter is very, very serious and very important. I'm very glad and happy that I live and work in a country like Kuwait who decided to take serious measures, and they adopted very big changes to how we live our lives. They quarantined everybody. It was a lockdown situation. They stopped all flights coming in and out almost a week or so ago. They've stopped schools now for more than 3 weeks. Very, very responsible decisions, of course, because it is about public health and safety, which is more important than anything else. They shut down all the government offices, or every government employee was asked to stay home, mandatory. The banks were closed. We had very large exhibition halls taken over by the Ministry of Health, and they started checking the thousands, tens of thousands of people that live in Kuwait to see if they were having any symptoms or if they were infected by the coronavirus. And it only after those checkings were done were they allowed to go back home. So it was very interesting how Kuwait did it, and I think it's a very nice way of trying to manage the problem, because the only thing you can do is to manage the spread of the disease, because until there's a vaccine made and someone tells us that, now I have a vaccine that can help you get cured from this, the only thing you can do is try and stop the spread of this disease to people. It spreads very easily, as you know. Someone sneezes, someone coughs, and even if you're not in the room, if you're not in the space, if you're not in the train, if you're not in the bus, as long as you are the next person that comes in and touches that handle, that door, that pole, whatever, you're bound to get it. So I think it's very important for everybody to behave responsibly. Now, why am I saying this? Because there are a lot of countries in the world, even now, that are living in denial, and they believe this is not a big thing, and everybody is trying to make it into a big thing. Well, whether it's a big thing or not, I don't think anybody gives you the right to play with people's lives. All right, the number of people who are dying is very high. You may want to show charts that say, well, guess what? The amount of people who have died is just this percentage. Every person's life matters. So you have no right whatsoever as a government, as an authority, to take people's lives very, very lightly. So in this interest, I thought I'll do a video where I'll invite everybody to be self-regulated. What I mean is, if you think you want to bring a change, then you should get together with your neighbors, your community, with your family, with your friends, and create social media groups and say, okay, all of us have decided that we'll quarantine ourselves at home for the next 1 week, 10 days, 14 days, whatever you think you can logically do. And then try to do that and encourage others to do this, because if the governments are not going to help you, I think you need to help yourself, because there is a huge issue. The issue is very simple, that when people get critical with coronavirus, they need to be put on ventilators. They need to have hospital beds. And I don't think any country in the world has so many hospital beds and ventilators that could be given to patients who are in critical conditions. So I think in the interest of everybody's health and safety and your own health and safety, I think you should start regulating what you do and how you do it. So put yourself and the family at home. Say, I'm going to quarantine myself for the next 7 days, 10 days, 14 days. Make a large group of people in that group to do the same, and apply such rules to yourself so that you can save yourself and save others. If communities, groups, and streets and apartment buildings, large community complexes, large housing complexes start doing this, I think there will be an impact. So in the interest of everybody's safety and good health, try doing such activities and launch it immediately. I'm sure you will make the difference that is required. And the next time you go to vote, make sure that you vote for people who are really interested in your health and safety and not just interested in your votes, because it's incidences like this that basically decide who people are and whether these leaders are really leading you to somewhere good or just their own benefit. So I'll tell you how serious coronavirus is, okay? So this is a report that I'll put out in my page later as well. What it says is that the Wall Street crash in 1929 was monitored for 16 days. So the 16-day change in the stock market was around a minus 33.6%. So in 16 days, 33.6% negative impact happened on the stock market in 1929. When the world markets crashed in 2008 November, the Lehman Brothers, Goldman Sachs, all of that, the market lost 25.2% in 16 days, 25.2% in 2008, and 33.6% in 1929, the Wall Street crash. Coronavirus, the impact on the stock market from March 12th till today, it's just 4 days. Okay, just 4 days, it's already 20% negative. So imagine what it will be at the end of 16 days. So don't let anybody fool you that this is not something big and this is really normal, because generally these are the people that tell us what is serious and not. Why? Because it matters to them, because the stock markets is where they make their money. And 20% negative has already been recognized around the world. The NASDAQ, the FTSEs, the Nikkei, everybody. 20% in 4 days. So it is serious. So I suggest you take your own safety and your health seriously as well, yours, your families, your friends, your community, and start this self-governed quarantine exercises where you invite people to a social media group, a WhatsApp group, a Facebook group, and say, okay guys, all of us are going to quarantine ourselves for 7 days, 10 days, 14 days, you decide. And then you play your part in making your society, your community safe and healthy. I wish all of you very good and safe experiences. I wish all of you a healthy life, and I'm sure this will pass. It's just that we need to let it pass by us gaining something and not being people who lost a lot when all of this happened. So there are more challenges coming ahead, unfortunately, because the markets are seriously affected by it. People will be losing a lot of jobs because of this whole recession that will be created from it. But we all need to get together and come up with ideas so that we can build ourselves a little bit stronger, a little bit wiser from experiences like this. So all the best, and start really start doing these self-quarantine measures immediately. All the best to everybody, and may God save everybody and keep their families happy and safe.